r/AskReddit, what is something that is not real that people mistakenly believe is real? Back in high school we actually tried to cow tip. Turns out it is BS and we almost got stampeded instead. That earning into a higher tax bracket will cost you money. LOL, so many people thinking that your entire salary has to be paid with the higher tax brackets percent. If they stop and think for a second they would quickly figure out how stupid it is. Flushable wipes. I fucked up my entire street's plumbing once by believing that people can get cramps and drown if they swim within 30 minutes of eating. I used to believe that because for decades I just assumed they meant stomach cramps, so it didn't seem completely out of the question. I mean, even now the CW is don't exercise right after a meal. Any idea where this myth came from? Pool treatment that turns green when exposed to urine. The manager of the pool where my mom worked when we were kids told me he added a chemical to turn the water red if anybody peed in the pool. No idea why he told me specifically when it was a public pool, but I digress, so I promptly went out and peed in the pool. Shockingly, no red water. I never believed another word that came out of that man's mouth. Posting a legal disclaimer on your social media will not have any effect on how people can use/not use your content. Detox diets and magical herbs. Like Herbalife. People on Facebook seem to believe that a school a few counties over has litter boxes in the hall for kids who identify as furries to use the bathroom. Yet somehow, in this age of everyone having phones, no one's ever seen a picture of one. The only picture that gets shared is an airport bathroom with a litter box for service dogs. Their memories. Some people will even argue about things they remember years ago. I falsely remembered watching Alien Covenant with my grandpa. He passed in 2016, and the movie came out in 2017, so there's no way I could have watched it with him. Instagram 20-year millionaire. Well, those kinds of people do exist. They are just extraordinarily rare, and likely the reason they became so successful on Instagram was due to other external factors, i.e. lucrative modeling contract. I mean, they do exist. Just only if you count got 2 mil from my rich dad to start a business as self-made. That motherfucker back there. Remember guys, I am not a doctor and what you're about to hear is not medical advice. Now here's 30 minutes of medical advice. I am telling you that rumor that Mr. Rogers was in Vietnam and wore sweaters to cover up his tattoos. I guess that's a mashup of Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. Or that he was some virtuoso Marine sniper, who started a children's show to undo some of the horror he inflicted. Both should be real, though. Reality shows like Real Housewives. It's about as real as pro wrestling. A better name for it is improv drama. The situations are set up and the drama is made up. The federal crimes are real. A flat earth. r/globe skepticism is an example of those people who think it is actually flat. Kind of sad to see that exists. That vaccines cause autism. I like the one that says autism causes vaccines because of the amount of people on the spectrum that go into the sciences. That claiming to be a sovereign citizen does anything at all. Yeah, they just cause adultism. A lot of people mistakenly believe in things like machines that can produce endless free energy or perpetual motion devices. Despite what some may claim, these ideas go against the laws of physics. People might fall for it due to misinformation, but in reality, there's no such thing as a machine that can create more energy than it uses. The hardest thing about building a perpetual motion machine is hiding the battery. That carrots are good for eyesight. The British invented radar in World War II, and they wanted to hide the real reason they were suddenly shooting down so many German planes at night. So they came up with the story that their gunners were eating more carrots so they had great vision. Technically speaking, carrots can help maintain healthy vision but they won't improve your vision. The health benefits of essential oils. Funniest thing I had heard someone mention about ingesting oils was putting a lemon-scented essential oil in their water. I'm like, why wouldn't you just buy a lemon? People are dumb. Some essential oils are very antibacterial and antifungal. Tea tree, clove, and oregano in particular. Don't ingest them for that reason though, they can disinfect surfaces, not so much your guts. That peanuts are nuts. They are a legume. It does make for great YouTube videos, though. There are to be no nuts eaten on this flight, we have a serious nut allergy on board. Me, thank God I brought my handy pack of dry roasted legumes. I actually did not know this. I thought I was allergic to all nuts except peanuts. Turns out I'm actually allergic to all of them it seems. Also, the fruits of the cashew, almond, and pistachio plants are not true nuts, but are rather a type of fruit called drupes. The Bermuda Triangle has no more or less than anywhere else does of disappearances. As a kid I assumed the Bermuda Triangle was some weird little place between islands. It's absolutely massive. One of the corners is Florida. Of course there have been a lot of accidents there. People giving out weed edibles on Halloween. Literally no one would give away such good product for free. Trickle-down economics. I mean, you could probably placebo anything into existence. Not necessarily placebo, but that is exactly the sort of thinking that still has people believing they swallow X amount of spiders per night/week/year. It's very easy to spread misinformation, especially nowadays. A lot of the actual sovereign citizens deny that term nowadays. They finally figured out that sovereign citizen was a term of ridicule, so they changed their name. Nothing else, of course. I think American national and Moorish national are two of the many variations they use now. That sushi sold as super white tuna is actually tuna. It's usually escalar, which is apparently banned in Japan for pretty gross reasons. Farm to table. Maybe that spring mix is from a farm, but the rest comes from Cisco. I was eating at a seafood place that also has a dock where boats offload and sell their catch. They advertise fresh caught seafood. As I'm sitting on the deck having a beer, a Cisco truck pulls up and starts offloading frozen fish and frozen oysters. Damn liars. That blue raspberries exist. Dude, my blue lips don't lie. That full coverage is a thing and that their insurance will cover anything that ever happens ever. Read your contracts, folks, you might learn something. Bruh, for real. I often at work need to find out if people have uninsured motorist coverage. Yeah, I've got full coverage. Yeah buddy, that doesn't mean what you think it means. Can you check a statement for me? That the month end / or year one is born in combined with the alignment of the stars and planets has any bearing on one's personality. Carrot, uh-oh, sounds like someone is a Capricorn. Ethical billionaires. Removed. Trickle-down economics, the belief that if one feeds a horse enough oats, some will pass out the horse's ass for the sparrows. Something / is trickling down, but it isn't wealth. It's yellow and smells of asparagus. That cryptocurrency is going to make them rich. Luckily I think we're past the cusp of that now. This is actually my I could have been rich story. Had one Bitcoin back when it was worth $250. Didn't hold onto it cause I thought that shit would crash any day. Flash forward to today and it's worth over $42,000. Now I know that's not enough to qualify as rich, but money makes money, and in this fantasy I would have been able to flip it into millions, using my own super smart brain and willpower, of course. Astrology. Mercury is in Gatorade. Crystals. Insane money spent on, mostly, common rocks. And GT, crystals. Insane money spent on, mostly, common rocks. No, they're minerals. Jesus, Marie. Social media engagement. The correctness of their senses. He did fail an entrance exam math test, but it was because he had moved to a different country and didn't speak the language. Well, apparently the cornucopia to the Fruit of the Loom logo. The company swears it's not real, and I swear I saw it in the 1990s. A lot of sources also insist it's the Mandela effect and the cornucopia is not a thing. Wait a minute. I never had any impression there wasn't a cornucopia. Man, bear, pig. No, I've been to the town he grew up in, and saw him in person one time like 20 years ago. MVP is real. Trickle-down economics. Cow tipping. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.